All right. How's it going, everybody? It's Ryan here, right now here with Small Business News on April 18th, 2024. Got a great program in for you today. You're going to love it. So, yeah, we had thunderstorms and all sorts of awfulness yesterday. So yesterday was pretty interesting just trying to work through this. I had power issues, had to fire up the generator. It was pretty wild. So, but with that, all back, good to go here. Sun is doing its thing, trying to peek out between the clouds, and we got some business to talk about here. So, on the show today, gonna be talking about some information I got on some fractional executives. It's one of the things that a lot of small business owners and small business professionals, when they start in the program, they start thinking, okay, who can I hire to do this? And they're worried about all these extra things, or they're going to take on the extra work and just try to figure it out. When in reality, for many, your best bet is to actually hire in somebody on a fractional basis. And so we're going to cover some of those things today. We're going to look at an article about the best practices to boost revenue. NerdWallet went out and talked to a whole bunch of people and came back with, basically 4 things that you should be looking at to boost revenue. Going to talk about each of those, and I've spoke to my clients on most of them. Had some pretty good insight in there. And lastly, we're going to take a look at an actual quick little chart that I use with my clients to help them identify which projects to work on, when and why they want to do it, between the project size and the impact, and just a way to look at it. So that'll be towards the end of the show here, so make sure you stick around. If you haven't been here before, my name's Ryan Howe. I am a professional business coach. Work with clients of all sizes, but I do like small businesses. Come and work with them. You want to learn more about what I do, you can go to summitbusinessguys.com. Learn a bit more what I do. Some of the clients that I work with, I'm out of West Michigan is where I'm currently at, but I do get on a plane and fly out to see people. It's pretty exciting. So with that, let's get into our first topic today, which is going to be this right here. How small businesses benefit from partnering with fractional executives to boost sales and marketing strategies. As always, if you would like to check out the video, all of the, use my words today. Come on. As always, every article that I discuss is going to be linked in the description, so you can go and check it out yourself. All right. So with that, this is from the Philadelphia Inquirer. That was just a good little article they had here. So, so thanks to the pandemic, as well as an expanding remote workforce, better online tools, and the desire of many small businesses to use talent for specific purposes instead of hiring full-time workers, a new industry of fractional sales and marketing executives, or chief marketing officer, chief revenue officer, which I still find that name, I'm still trying to wrap my head around that title, and the chief sales officer has grown over the last few years. Companies are realizing that in order to get to the talent to meet their goals, they don't necessarily need to hire a full-time workforce anymore. Says Rajat Kapoor, Rajat Kapoor, if I'm messing it up, which I probably am, I apologize, who, after decades of marketing, sales, and strategy development, now leads a team of outsourced sales and marketing professionals that serves businesses of all sizes. So a fractional executive can be hired to drive a result for a temporary period of time at a fraction of the cost. And that is one of the things that with my clients that I work on and I recommend, is that I have a collection of trusted advisors that I have my clients go work with for very specific niche type things. And that's different than this, though, where we may want to go find somebody who's going to work kind of flip side to be specifically there to provide guidance and direction on things for you to do. These are not the people you're going to be hiring to do the actual work. So that's your main difference that you have here. So, all right, continue on here. Yeah, and they get into this next spot. So strategy and not tasks. So one common misconception is that a fractional sales and marketing executive will perform tasks like sending out emails or making phone calls. In reality, their role is much more strategic. They're there to help. And one of the reasons why is, they've been there, they've done that, they've been in the executive world for a long time. So they have that institutional knowledge that you want to bring in of how to look at things, how to manage things, how to set up those processes, but they're not there to do that. They're going to work with your team to help guide that. Now, industry specific experience may be important, and that's an important part of this when you're looking at your fractional executives you want to bring in. There are different viewpoints as to whether hiring a fractional sales executive with experience in an industry is important. For example, whether a business sells to other businesses or direct to consumer, whether it's manufacturer or landscaper. These are reasonable concerns, but most experienced fractional executives should be able to adapt to any environment, regardless of their experience. Again, as a business coach, I work with, because I'm not, I'm there to learn, and I learn a lot about what my clients are doing. But, I have law firms, I have landscaping companies, construction, I have trucking company, parts manufacturing. I have a adult foster care home. I adjust and I learn what my clients do, but if I don't know, they're there to help. But I go find an industry as well. I do my own research and try to find them the right folks as well. So Justin Zuka, for example, is not an accountant, but he specializes in providing fractional marketing services for accounting firms. So that's the niche that this individual has moved into. I saw a niche in the accounting firm market because so many accountants aren't generally good marketers. Even though the partners of these firms recognize the need for someone in that role to help them grow, they oftentimes are reluctant to hire someone. They don't know how to do it. So you're able to come in, and that's what these fractional executives are for. They're there, they've been there, they've done that, they know how to help you. So don't shy away from bringing them on. You'll be glad you did. Now, the other thing here too is that technology recommendations are critical. So many companies use multiple software applications for their sales and marketing teams, which oftentimes this software can be consolidated into one platform. We're not going to worry about this chat GGP. I swear to God, they only put AI stuff in there just so the algorithm will find it. Good fractional sales and marketing executives are familiar with many different types of sales and marketing technologies and customer relationship management systems that would make sense for a firm to use. It's incumbent upon a fractional CMO to make recommendations on the latest and greatest tools and techniques. Murphy said they're instrumental in identifying what technologies will enable the best sales and marketing process for their clients. One of the reasons you're going to want to bring in a fractional executive is going to be for implementation of an enterprise-wide software. So let's say you're moving to CRM, right? Your client relationship manager, customer relationship management program, customer or client, varies where it's at. But so that you can make that transition from, working just off of email and spreadsheets and other stuff to a robust system that's designed to help you stay in contact with your clients and your customers and track where they're at in the sales funnel. But deciding on which one of those programs is difficult, especially since everyone's going to sell you exactly what you think you need until you get it and you realize that it doesn't do everything you want it. In this case, a fractional sales executive is going to be able to help you with that because they've probably worked in multitudes of this and be able to ask the right questions and help you vet that system to make sure it's going to be the best for you. So with that, and FYI, and this is not a paid spot. I'm not sponsored, but HubSpot is the CRM of choice for a lot of the startups and the small businesses that I work with. It's a CRM. It's free. It's a good package, and it delivers on basically what folks are looking for. So HubSpot, check it out. All right. And the last bit they had on here was just a conversation about the interactions. Again, big thing is they don't have to be local. That's really what this next part comes to, is these folks, you can find them online, and there's a lot of times where you'll be dealing. I've worked with fractional CFOs and CMOs where I've never seen them in person. It's only been through one of those things, right? And on my monitor. And it worked out great. We're able to, function. I think we've all just gotten better at understanding what it takes to be successful in this environment when it comes to remote. So, open up your aperture and you'd be surprised at who you can find there. So with that, if you are having issues with anything, say you've gotten your business up to where you're kind of base level, you're grinding, you're doing your thing, and you've got your business really figured out and you're ready to grow, but you're missing that key component somewhere in your executive team, consider a fractional executive. They're going to help you build the processes. They'll help you vet if you're going to be hiring, who to look for, and help you try to figure those people out. So definitely something to think about. Now with that, the costs right now, I want to say nationwide, it's been between $200, $300, or $250 and $350 an hour for a lot of these individuals to bring them in if you want to bring them in hourly. With that, there's also individuals who do a upfront, hey, you pay me X amount of dollars and I'm there to help with whatever we need to, get through. But it's almost like it's a subscription base. So just, be open to what they have. Just understand that if you're paying by the hour, you're going to get charged by the hour and what comes with that. So just be aware, but in the day, it's definitely nothing to be too wary of. They're definitely there to help. So on to the next spot we want to talk about is going to be some of the small business owners share. When we talk about the best tips to boost revenue. Right now, we're currently in I am going to do this real quick. Boop. Move over here. Turn my head a little bit to the side. Maybe even, there we go. Okay, there we go. Because on this article, it's on that side. My head to be in the way. Anyways, small business owners share their best tips to boost revenue. We're currently in a state where, and it's showing up in the markets, there has been, sales are there. They're a little anemic right now. So there's ways that you want to be looking at to boost your revenue. And these are a lot of these tips are things that I talk with my clients about on a consistent basis to make sure they're aware of it. And this is off of NerdWallet. Again, all links to all the descriptions are in the, link to all the articles is in the description. So if you want to come check this out for yourself, please do. Again, if you like what I've done here so far, and if you appreciate it, I'm here every day. Go ahead and hit the subscribe, like this, and make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you can get, let me know when I'm here, because I do this live when I do come on throughout the day. It's typically it's in the morning, but like today I had some client work, so I had to get in the afternoon here. But either way, so let's talk about these. Again, how we want to boost the revenue pieces. So one of the things is going to be build your network. So Al Everett, a SCORE mentor and owner of Thrive, a real estate and construction company based in Traverse City, Michigan. It's up in my area. It's north of me, about an hour and a half up the Mitt. I'm here. Traverse City is up there. Okay. Emphasizes the importance of a network to drum up new business. Estimating he gets around 3 to 4 new leads a week, all from people in his network. It's very important. You got your opportunity to go through the chamber and other ways to get out and talk with people. You just got to build it out. That's how you're going to get the vast majority. Once you get established, that's where you're going to get most of your leads from. Now, in addition to building a customer base, word of mouth referrals can be especially powerful for profitability. You don't have to worry about lowering prices to get the projects or get the clients, because they come to you because of your reputation and you were referred to them. Get those referrals, and I will be covering in a future video the best known methods for talking to your current clients to when it's right and how you should be asking for those referrals. There's a time and a place for them. First things first, and you got to earn it. You can't just right off the bat, the first meeting, say, hey, you got anybody else Got to earn it. Now, as far as building and maintaining your network, Everett says to keep it simple. That can mean joining local business networks or interest groups, but it can also mean setting aside a small amount of time every day to reach out to contacts over the phone. Even 8 to 10 calls a day amounts to 40 to 50 people you've touched in a week, he says. So best known practice, and for me, one of the metrics that I have in order to ensure that I am staying active in my network and I'm having my connections is I have to have 25 meaningful conversations per week. That is where I'm providing value to someone in some way, shape, or form. That's why I color that. And that includes any client work that I have. I will count on that. But also, these are phone calls. These are stopping at people's offices, just grabbing coffee with people. But yeah, as far as joining the local business networks that you have there, it's something to keep in mind. If you're not a member of your local chamber here in where I'm at, it's the Chamber Alliance of Mason County. We're a rural area, but we do have Ludington, which is definitely a tourist destination within the state and the surrounding areas. But I'm there on that network, all the networking events, just talking to people and just asking how things are going and getting those connections. Make an effort. It's really huge. It's gonna be a big part as far as getting that extra work that you think about. Remember, you got to stay top of mind. People don't. All right, sorry, I just had a disconnect with my interwebs there. Okay, think about accessibility and consider offering a scaled back versions of your product or services to appeal to a wider audience. So with that, and just before we move on here, one of the things I want you to make sure you're not lowering the price for your current service. Don't do that. Don't do that. That starts a very bad precedent. What you want to do instead is, your price that you currently have is for the value you deliver. Some, again, if you want to offer a lower amount of value you offer, that's fine. But make sure that you don't just lower your price on the current value, okay? Value your time and what you do. Never forget that. All right. Because again, it's not about price, it's about the value you're delivering and the service that you're providing. Okay? Don't forget that. All right. All right. So, example, her designer for a day service was especially popular during COVID-19 pandemic by offering clients 5 hours of her time at a flat rate instead of a custom website build that would be invoiced at the end of the project and usually at a much higher price. She was able to meet customers where they were financially, which is, see, exactly. I can come in for 5 hours, I can hit it, do what I can, and then, chuck a deuce, I'm out, and, grab the check on your way out. This diversification has also made customers more comfortable with investing in her costlier service products and services. By enrolling in an inexpensive course, Price says clients can get an understanding of the value they'll get from her teaching style, which often leads them to purchase her other courses or digital products. I feel like people are still willing to invest, she says. They're just more cognizant of the price point and what their budget is. So with this, diversifying product and income streams, the golden rule, the standard that I want all my clients, I coach everybody to get to is you do not want more than one of your clients or products to be more than 15% of your revenue. Anything more than that, you're getting into dangerous territory because if that product stops selling, if that client goes away, you are now in pretty much dire straits and going to be working backwards. So let's not have that be a thing, okay? All right, so let's move on to our next piece here, which is cut back on expenses with automation and negotiation. Reducing business expenses helps free up cash not only to reinvest in revenue-boosting strategies, but also help keep your prices steady, allowing you to retain and attract customers. Strategically identifying areas of your business that can be automated is an effective way to cut back on expenses. All right, and this, again, this is according to Jennifer Glanville Love, Director of Partnerships and Collaborations at Boston Beer Company. Everett has used artificial intelligence. There it is, artificial intelligence, every article now. Otherwise, the algorithm won't find it. To draft real estate contracts and listing descriptions, which save them thousands of dollars in legal fees and hours of time, which is true. You can use it for that. Just make sure to check the sources the AI is using because the data is only as accurate as their database. If you don't have a lot of overhead to cut back on, you may consider creative ways to reduce spending, such as negotiation. I will tell you this, it is the number one thing that I talk to my clients about when it comes to when I first start working with them, and I bring it up on an annual basis. You should be reviewing your vendor contracts, all of your agreements for all your services at least every year. Look at them and don't be afraid to put them back out to bid. There's plenty of people that offer the services that you have, but you should never just continue with the person you've always been with. There should always be an RFP that goes out, request for proposal, request for quotes, whatever. And yeah, typically the person, the group, the company that you're currently working with is going to win because they already know what the pricing is, but it forces everyone to go back to the table and sharpen their pencils and maybe find you some rebates you didn't know you were missing out on your costs. They can cut costs here and there that they may have been just passing on to you, but now they know they have to compete. You'll see where they're going to be able to give you a better rate. You'd be amazed when you see that. All right. Prioritize authenticity. Regardless of your industry, it's important to lean into what makes you and your business unique. Something Glanville Love emphasizes is sharing a personal business story. New entrepreneurs have the same journey. It's in those unique backgrounds and experiences that our customer can really connect with the business and foster long-standing brand loyalty. All right. This is one that I talk with my clients about consistently when it comes to their story and their marketing and how they are. Their face needs to be out front. Their story needs to be available. It needs to be at the heart of what you're doing. The industry has changed. When I say that the desires and the needs to connect that people have are for real now. Authenticity. It's been this way for like the last 2 years. This cookie cutter, glamazon, instification of everything. People know Facebook and Instagram aren't real life. We get that. So when you see authenticity coming through, on the actual on the platform, right? Through your marketing, through your stories, through your post, and it's real video of you and your team. It's real pictures, real stories about you. That's going to resonate with people. It's going to resonate with your customers. It's going to resonate with your clients. Be authentic. If you can't be anything else, be authentic. You will be amazed at how well that will drive sales and people to reach out to you and want to connect. I've seen it for years. It's a thing. Do not knock it. All right. So the last bit I wanted to talk about here was going to be, let me get this up and presented. Here we go. All right. So when it comes to decision making that my clients need to make about the projects that they have and how to decide to do them, there's many different ways that I coach them. Everybody, every team is unique in the way that they're able to look at things and make decisions, right? So I try to put as many different options in front of them. And this is one of the first ones that I start with my clients when we get into talking about their projects, or rocks, as we call them. We're using the Pinnacle Business Operating System. You can learn more at summitbusinessguys.com. Check it out. Again, if you like what you've seen here, please subscribe. I'm here every single day putting this information out. This is stuff that I share with my clients. So with this, all right, let's walk you through this piece here. So when they're talking about the project size, right, and the impact, how you as an individual or a team want to define project size and impact, that's up to you. But the way that I look at it here is these are meant to be on a sliding scale. So the larger the project size, whatever your scale and the way you measure, ends up over on this side, and then the greater the impact, it goes up. And this is how these are, I would say bifurcate, but that's by two. But this is the way it's split up. It's quadrifate? I don't know. Way it's cut into four pieces here, 4 quadrants, right? All right, so let's start here. If you have a small project, right? So it's over the lower left-hand corner, a small project with a small impact. Those are best for what I like to say. There's two categories that those fall into that I like to talk to my clients about. It's going to be 2. One is going to be for, I've got some spare time. Let me look at the quick little to-do list of stuff that I can take care of that just needs to be done. Not a huge impact. And it's just a small little project, right? Little to-do list stuff. So there's that. But the other way that I look at those is also use them as primers. They're some of my favorites. So it's, if I need to I just need to get those things going so I can get in the project doing sort of frame of mind. And there's like maybe a 2-hour project that needs to be done. One of the things, just, reorganize our closet, whatever it is. Those are the type of things I recommend to my clients to go do, because that's going to get you in that mood. And then after that, have one of your other projects to work on. Okay, so use it as a primer or basically just something to fill. But either way, if it doesn't get done, it's not the end of the world. Again, small project, small impact. All right, the next one that you have on here is going to be your small project. As we move up, upper left-hand corner, it's going to be small project, big impact. Now, these I definitely recommend when you're looking at them. These are great sorry, my camera just reset. One of those days. All right, so when you are doing a small project, big impact, when you're coming new into an organization, when you are, these are great from feedback from people. When you say you have your survey go out to your teams and they say, hey, we could use the following. These are great to go after to basically get some W's to help enhance the culture and also the understanding that you have between you and your teams. So here's an example I had. I moved in when I was in the military. I moved into one of my newer organizations, and the guys and gals in the flight line I was going out there and I noticed they were like having to like triple up on bags. So they were carrying their tools. It was this mess. I was like, what's going on here? What's going on? Do you guys need bags or something? Like, yeah, we've been putting in requests now for the last year and we just haven't gotten them. So we're making it work. As the military does, we'll figure it out. I was like, okay. So, I went back to my finance person. I was like, yo, I need to get, basically I want to have 30 of these on order and I want them here next week. Mainly because they weren't that much, they were just a, tool bag that people could have. You could personalize them and I issued them to the people, but that was 20 to take care of the section plus 10. So they could, as they had new people coming in, they could get them new bags and everything. I had them delivered out there the next week. I stopped in a couple days later. I had forgotten that I had them sent. I show up and everyone's over there and they're like, hey, we got the new thing. And they were so ecstatic about that. It was a small project, really just filling that little need, but it had a huge impact because now they were able to handle their business, right? Do their work that they wanted to do. And that is one of the key proponents or responsibilities of you as a manager is to organize, train, and equip, right? So again, keep in mind, small project, big impact. The next piece we got here is going to be our big project, small impact. These are your, they're just going to take a while to do. They're really tedious. It's the thing that just needs to be done. Think about, I mentioned organizing the closet. How about instead of that, say, hey, we need to get all of these, and you look, and there's 7 years worth of documents scanned so that they're digitized so we can clear the space. It's not going to have a huge impact, except for it's going to free up some space, but it's a big project that's going to take time. These are also projects that I like to use as time, basically to fill in empty space, basically some 45 minutes here, hour here, 25 minutes here with the team, whatever it looks like, to where it's, hey, if you have time, go grab 20 files, scan them in. And we do those over the course of, 9 months, 10 months, whatever it looks like to get it done. So that way your team, they know if they never have a moment, hey, you know what? I can take care of half a box today of scanning. I'm just going to do that. All right. Rather than just having that be somebody's job for that day. It's a great way to break up those monotonous, really just tedious things that, again, don't have a huge impact, but need to be done. So that's how I recommend people when you are grading those and saying, okay, this is going to be a big project, small impact. That's how I recommend my clients use it. Last is going to be your big projects and your big impacts. Okay, these are long-term strategic plans that you have for you and your team. That it's right up here in the upper right-hand corner. Super important that you have a plan in place, strategic, to, these are usually 12, 18, 24-month projects to get done, and they're going to have a huge impact. Think enterprise-wise software. The entire process of bidding it out, evaluation, testing, testing. Then there's the full-on onboarding, retooling everybody, teaching your vendors. A big deal when it comes like enterprise software purchases. Those, and it will have a huge impact across the entire enterprise. That's what I mean with those big projects with a big impact. They take a very long time and a lot of planning. And that's where folks like me, again, as a business coach, this is our bread and butter. It's what we do. We help people to be able to look at those, come up with the strategy and the plan, the strategy, the action items, and how to set all of these larger projects into place so that you can stay focused on them and stay accountable to get them done. So, but anyways, this here again is just, it's one of the many ways that if my clients can't figure out projects this way, I have other ones that I use. But I thought I'd share this one today with y'all. It's been very helpful for a lot of folks that I work with. So with that, just recap on what we had today here. All right, we had fractional executives. Don't be afraid to think about fractional executives. There are many that are around. Some are elsewhere, but just, keep in mind they exist. They're not too bad to have around. There's pros and cons with them, but mostly pros. The cons are, kind of minimal. We talked about some best practices to boost revenue on there. The big takeaway I want you to say there is obviously 15%. No more than 15% should make up any one of your channels. If you have greater than that, you need to figure out a way to find a new revenue stream, either a new product line or something. Figure it out. And then also the authenticity. People want to connect and want to share their dollars and their hard-earned capital with people that they feel are authentic and they understand and they can connect with them. So be authentic. And last, we just talked about the chart that we went through here. Again, simple thing. We talk about the chart, just a way to analyze and figure out, okay, how do we sort our projects by size and impact? And then what should we do, best practices, how to manage them in each one of those spaces to make sure that they get done in an effective manner. So with that, I am, I'm Ryan House. I'm a business guides. Again, I work with small businesses, help them grow larger than they ever thought possible. If you got any questions or concerns about what I do, again, check me out here, summitbusinessguys.com. You can see more of the companies I work with and learn a little bit. But with that, it's been great chatting with you today. Again, if you liked what you saw here, I'm here every day. Hit that subscribe button. Be sure to follow. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I come on, because I do this live. So I love I love the opportunity to chat with you while you're doing this. On the flip side of that, I also do a lot of my in the afternoons or whenever I'm working in my house, my garden, whatever. I do go live on Shorts where I'm out in my garden, or I think this weekend I did a 2.5 hour, 2 hour and 40 minute long live stream on Shorts where I installed solar panels and an inverter and battery in my shed so I could have electricity out there to be able to charge my stuff. So, yeah, be sure to follow. Appreciate y'all swinging by here today. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow.